Shalom, shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson and share a few clips with you, beloved Akiyam and Akwath, Lord willing. Tap into this article, pretty much, honing in on this, black fatigue talking point, that these, right-wing, MAGA supporters are coming with. And we get it, we understand. Jake, 2/3 of Jake, they've been a handful. They've definitely been a handful. But one thing that has to be understood is that we as a nation, we've gone through a lot, man. We've gone through a lot, and we've been dealt with treacherously by the hands of Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man, and the rest of these heathen men. All right, Jake is psychologically sick. Okay. From Jake suffering from Stockholm syndrome to being in a position where, they play the role of a nigger. These drill niggas, these hot summer, hot girl summer, Eves, and what have you. This is a society of Jake. Okay, that has over time come into fruition due to the generational torment, man, that we've gone through. And we understand it's the curses at the end of the day, pursuing the Deuteronomy 28. They're speaking volumes. But you Edomites, man, you're not in a position to call yourself being in a position of black fatigue, man. When here it is, your forefathers and you real time today, all right, are still tormenting Jake. You're not subjugated to segregation or redlining or economic indifference, but you have the audacity to come with this stance of black fatigue on your behalf, but this goes to show you the scriptures are undefeated, man. All right, the scriptures tell us they speak loftily. Matter of fact, before I play this clip, and I got a few clips in the article. Let's go here. I want to see that Psalm 73. Bear with me, Akiyam. Alright. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73. Bear with me. Let me I'm gonna start at verse 3, then jump down so we know who this is talking to, man. Alright, the book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 3, and it reads, "For I was envious at the foolish." And this is a psalm. This is a psalm of Asaph. Alright. "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked," man. Alright, and this is the mindset that the majority of our people in. They see Esau living it up. All right, driving around these fancy cars and living in these big houses, and this is what Jake wants to replicate, man. Not realizing that the end of these people is a grievous judgment. Okay, not realizing that them being on high right now only means they're gonna be going low, and us being low only means we're gonna be going to the top. You see? Why do you think when you go to in the book of what's that, Samuel? It tells us that the Lord lifted up, he's gonna lift us up out of the dunghill, man. And we're gonna sit with princes. You see? So we're in a position of being raised up. See, this damn demon is in a position where he's being brought down. Okay? But we were all in this mindset at one point or another, man. You know, envious at the foolish, which is Esau. Okay? When we were gazing upon their prosperity, man. Not understanding their end. But now we do. And we don't want to be nothing like this dude. But anyways, jumping down to verse 8, right? They are corrupt, right? The wicked, Esau, the foolish, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. They are corrupt, man. Right? And speak wickedly concerning oppression. All right? They speak loftily, man. Hey, listen, they have no remorse. They don't give a damn, Jake. Okay? Evil E doesn't care what he put you through, man. But you're still in the position where you're seeking reparations, man. All right? The only reparations you're going to get, how about Shimon Shai? I just see 144 on the license plate. The only reparations you're going to get is upon the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. All right, bringing forth that grievous judgment upon these damn demons, these heathen, okay? And ultimately putting us in a position of sovereignty, man. All right, that's the true reparation, man. Okay? Because listen, man, they don't give a damn. When are you going to learn that? Look.
Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. She'll be watching her back for the rest of her life. Yeah, because that's not thuggery, hidrattery, animalistic. This is why people have black fatigue. When you act like this, it's not normal behavior.
So I had not initially seen these two now delete.
And again, we understand that Jake is in a sick state of mind. You know, you got Jake rocking around with blue hair. Okay, they're dyeing their hair blonde, trying to look like the enemy. We get it. Esau, Jake is through. But guess what? It was due to you, Esau. You're the reason for it. You see? You're behind it. All right, you forwarded our affliction. Okay, you've mentally, emotionally, physically, okay, hey, spiritually tormented us, man. Okay, and this is the result. This is a result. So you're the blame, for Jake's condition. At the end of the day, and ultimately, your wicked dealings are ultimately coming back to bite you in the ass. Ultimately, all right, is what it's boiling down to. You see? Now, when you go here and you get the definition of black fatigue, right? So, black fatigue refers to a state of chronic exhaustion and emotional distress experienced by black individuals as a result of systemic racism and racial discrimination. It encompasses the cumulative effects of microaggressions, witnessing racial injustice, carrying the burden of racial representation, all right, living in a society that devalues black experiences. You see? So who's done this? Who's behind all this? Who set up this type of infrastructure of a society, man? Esau. Okay, and there's no way to sugarcoat it. Okay, Babylon the Great, America, was built off of what? The backs of Jake through slavery. All right, you came over here and you raped, robbed, and pillaged Gad, man. All right? You destroyed us so-called Native Americans, man. And they had the audacity to erect those reprobates on Mount Rushmore, man. Where that was a holy ground to Gad. But that was you thumbing your nose up at the tribes, man. You see? But guess what? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has it all recorded. Okay, and there's a debt you gotta pay. All right, and we're seeing it creep in now. We're seeing that bill that gotta be paid creep up on you now. Now this article right here, right? This is from Zero Hedge. All right, it's dated May 28th, 2025, and the title reads, "Angry and Exhausted." Okay, how Americans feel about race. All right, now your history testifies against you as far as how you feel about race. All right, you paint this narrative, as if you're superior. Okay, you make it seem like you're the creme de la creme. All right, it ain't right if it ain't white, as they say, right? And yeah, guess what? Your history testifies against you. You can't deny these things. You can't deny these things that are being said. Now let's get a little bit of this. Right, the history of race relations in the United States is long. Absolutely, since its inception, man. Right? Complex. He was calling God savages, man. Okay? Look, the history of race relations in the United States is long, complex, and deeply woven into the nation's fabric, man. All right? This is the spirit of Babylon. All right? The history of oppression. Because this is the place where it tells us in Jeremiah. As a matter of fact, let me go get this real quick. Babylon will be the place where we serve out our capital punishment. Let's go ahead and set Jeremiah 50. Bear with me. In verse 33, the book of Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33, and it reads, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah will oppress together," man. All 12 tribes. Where will we oppress together at? Right here in Babylon the Great. All right? Right here in Babylon the Great, man. Remember, this is during the time of Babylon, right? All right, vocab Malone, right? You other so-called scholars out there. All right, wasn't this during the time of Babylon? But we know damn well, all right, that the Southern Kingdom went into captivity under Nebuchadnezzar, man, the Babylonian king. All right, with Israel going into captivity under Shalmaneser, the Assyrian king. Prior to this. So what does this mean? What is this talking to? This is talking to the daughter of Babylon. Right over here in America, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, right, all 12 tribes, northern and southern kingdom, were oppressed together. Okay? And all that took them captives, held them fast, and they refused to let them go. Okay? Just like Pharaoh. Because this is also spiritually Egypt. And Esau's the modern day Pharaoh, man. All right? And this is the reality, man. Let's go back. Back in the article, right? It reads, "From the legacy of slavery," see that? "And the violent enforcement of segregation to the civil rights movement and ongoing struggles against systemic racism, America's journey towards racial equality has been marked by both progress and setbacks." And guess what? There has been no journey towards racial equality, man. And you're a damn fool if you think there has been. Okay? You're a fool, man. Because all we did was go from the plantation to the corporation. All right? Still under the guise of slaves, man. All right? Don't hit me with, don't come at me with no Emancipation Proclamation, man. All right? Because you really don't know what the hell you're talking about at that point. And as a matter of fact, check this out real quick. I got another.
You guys know I'm pretty good at staying calm. As a person born into nearly every class of privilege, it's easy for me to stay emotionally detached from most issues. But I found an issue that broke me, almost speechless. Not because I don't know what to say, but because almost everything I need to say will get me shut down. That topic is all the rage on MAGA Talk. They call it black fatigue. Good news is I found a way to say what needs to be said without getting shut down. Because this is not a topic we get to sit out on privilege. Burn this image into your head, because this is our country's history. 250 years where they were victims of crimes. Found a way to say what needs to be said without getting shut down. Because this is not a topic we get to sit out on privilege. Burn this image into your head, because this is our country's history. 250 years where they were victims of crimes against humanity, followed by an 89-year period where they were technically classified as humans, so long as they didn't try to be a human in the same room as the ruling class. That was followed by this little green period. That's the period where Republicans blamed them for the consequences of the red and yellow periods, while at the same time celebrating building a post-racial society. And now that this is being pointed out, MAGA people have fatigue. Fatigue in their homes that live outside of the red line district. Fatigue as they go to the bank to deposit their inheritance checks. Fatigue as they get hired for director of sales at their family's century-old business right out of high school. The fact is, when it comes to quality of life, every single metric measuring health, wealth, and happiness proves that the world we've built creates cruel and intentional barriers for Black Americans. Barriers built into every system we have, from health to education to employment to justice. And until those systems are dismantled and rebuilt fairly, we don't get to be fatigued by the work.
Hey, and hey, that's real talk, man. And now this stuff is being brought out. Bear with me. Bear with me, Akiyam. I gotta maneuver real quick. All right, here we go. Hey, man. Hey, this stuff is being brought out, right? And now it's a reality, man, that Esau is being made he's being made a shameful spewing. It's being made on his glory, man. He's in a position where he's supposed to be in his glory, man. But instead of being in his glory, a shameful spewing. All right? Is the reputation that he holds, man. You see? And the scriptures go into this, and there's a reason why. Let's go here first. See, there's no hiding from the truth, man. The truth was going to track you down at some point, Evil E. All right, now you live in it. You could lie for so long, but now you living in that truth. You living in it now because it's being brought forth on you. And there's no way around it. No matter how much you try to spin the narrative. You can try to spin the narrative all you want. It's going to be to no prevail. Habakkuk 2. And I'm gonna go right to the point, verse 16, right? Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's hand shall be turned unto thee. And we know that cup, all right, evolves around Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's indignation, man, that's gonna rest upon you, via you being thrown headfirst into captivity, man, and ultimately being chased out of the world. And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory, man. Okay? And it's a damn shame, okay, the reputation that you Babylonians have, man, that you Edomites in general have, the so-called white men. But over here, your main establishment, Babylon, all right, where you've set up your throne, I mean, it's a damn shame, man. And even your mother, even Britain, over there in Europe, all you Edomites have dealt treacherously with Jake, man. That's why nobody gave a damn when Queen Elizabeth went back to the spiritual world, man. You see, you people are being found out. You're being found out, and this shame that's resting upon you is due to one main reason. And let's go get it. The book of Obadiah, showing you that the Bible reigns supreme, man. Obadiah 1 and 10, and it reads, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. All right, and we know Jacob being the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You see? And this is talking to you, Esau, for your violence against your brother Jacob, man. Remember, Genesis 25 says what? There were 2 nations in Rebekah's womb. Okay? 2 nations, man. Jacob and Esau will spill over into nations. All right? You have the genealogy of Esau in Genesis 36, man. All right, you can trace both lineages, man, from the beginning of time to real time. And the Spirit bears witness with the Spirit. Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, man. So all your boasting, okay, all your trying to spin the narrative, okay, trying to play the victim, it's not going to work. Okay, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai got your number, man. Okay, and there's blood. There's blood that's going to be required. Let's close out right here. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9. Bear with me. Oh no, it's not 9. It's Deuteronomy. Is it 6? Bear with me. I'm tripping. There's a precept that came to mind. It came and left me. God damn. Let me see if I can get it. God damn. It goes into if a man spill a man's blood. Let me see something real quick. It's Genesis 9. I went to Deuteronomy 9. We got it either way. Hey, we just going through the Spirit. The book of Genesis chapter 9 and verse 6, and it reads, Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of power made he man. So guess what? It's an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. All right, a limb for a limb. All right, blood for blood, and life for life, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to require that payment. Okay, this is when you read Isaiah 34, it goes into that great sacrifice that's going to be in Basra, man. All right, because you people got hell to pay. Okay, hey, and we're just the messengers, man. And we can witness this place crumbling as I speak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is visiting this place which he made, man. Okay? And now the king of terror is on your ass, man. So yeah, hey, talk your shit. At the end, you still got to pay that bill.
Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. She'll be watching her back for the rest of her life. Yeah, because that's not thuggery.
Shalom.